I'm Dr. Drew Miller, retired Air Force Colonel, Intelligence Officer, and President of the Collapse Survival Institute. Most large companies have business continuity plans for traditional scenarios like hurricanes or short power outages, but none will work in a collapse when law and order is gone and people are starving to death. Yet few companies prepare for collapse level disasters. In a severe long collapse, most companies and organizations will not survive. They can't resume operations afterwards because they've never prepared to shut down and have not protected key assets. You can pause this video to study the information in these slides. Despite all the experts warning that highly lethal and deadly H5N1 pandemic is inevitable, that the electric grid is easy for solar flares and many of our enemies to destroy, bioengineering and artificial intelligence empower even a single individual to create a deadly new virus or other new weapons of mass destruction, all these warnings are ignored by most companies. As Nassim Taleb, author of The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Improbable, explained, humans are by nature blind to disasters they haven't seen before, don't like to think about horrible disasters, however likely they may be, and will ignore expert warnings of pending disasters. Typical company business continuity plans and government disaster exercises are politically correct. They assume all people are good and focus on relatively minor natural disasters. They do not address the cruel reality that when people can't buy food in grocery stores or don't have electricity or water in their homes, they will panic and many will start looting. Most people may stay home, but many will start marauding, joining the 1 million gang members in the US who will be out looting in the first hours that a disaster starts, and the 2 million Americans in jail who will have to be released when there's no electricity to run the jail or without guards who won't show up when they need to stay home to protect their family and can't risk traveling due to work due to the marauder threats. In any big disaster situation, police will be quickly overwhelmed, looting can take off, and law and order can quickly vanish and may not come back for a long time. Hard as it is to accept, in many scenarios, you are better off shutting down, securing key assets, and protecting key people. Throwing up your hands and saying we can't prepare for such disasters is irresponsible and foolish. Sensible, low-cost measures exist to secure facilities and personnel, but 99% of business disaster planning is focused on business continuity and based on the dangerously wrong assumptions that you've got police protection, law and order, and workers eager to come to work. Nassim Taleb and other risk experts have shown that standard business risk practices set you up for failure. Major business continuity software uses the traditional two-axis probability impact matrix, pushing companies towards high likelihood, high impact risk. This is unwise for new technologies and rare risks. It forces probability estimates when no past data exists, so companies assign black swans low probabilities and ignore them. Defining critical risk as only those with high annual likelihood means ignoring collapse threats entirely, leaving you completely unprepared when they occur. The better approach is to identify all feasible threats, focus on high impact risk, and stop trying to estimate probabilities, which is statistically impossible for rare events. In Harvard Business Review, Taleb warned that the worst mistake businesses make is believing they can manage risk by predicting extreme events. Every organization needs a collapse survival plan ready to execute quickly when business continuity is not an option, no police protection, and utilities gone at the start are shutting down soon as workers stay home or bug out to survive. You must be able to do three things. First of all, protect your key people and their families so they survive the collapse. Second, you have to maintain collapse data backup, not standard data centers that won't be manned, but key data stored in a facility that survives without workers, police, or utilities. And number three, safeguard other key assets, any vital equipment or facilities that must be secured and retained. Almost every large organization thinks that they've got great data backup. Well, they do for normal natural disasters, but this data is likely to be destroyed in a collapse. Bank vaults and data backup businesses are not likely to survive a collapse disaster because they're not positioned or designed to. Your data may be stored at several locations, so a hurricane or a huge earthquake can't get it all, but all data storage businesses rely on employees coming to work and don't have electricity to go beyond a few days without grid power. Collapse disasters can be national and worldwide, lasting for months. Employees will not risk their lives going to work or risk their families by leaving them alone at home in a collapse. These centers can't operate without power for a long time, and they're just not designed or equipped for protection from looters who will go everywhere in a collapse, searching for food, a survivor to rob, or a building to tear up for wood fuel. Your most vital corporate data needs to be stored in a facility that can survive a collapse. So collapse survival for an organization usually means normal operations are going to cease. You may lose most of your people, and some or all of your facilities may be looted or burned. But when the collapse ends, you still will have what you need to recover, and your organization survives. In a long collapse, given today's unpreparedness, most people won't survive, and few organizations will recover. They will be destroyed forever. Organizations prepared for collapse survival who protect their key assets have far higher odds of resurrecting once the worst is over. Consider the warnings of Benjamin Franklin, Warren Buffett, Oxford professors, Ray Dalio, Nassim Taleb, Nobel laureate Dr. Geoffrey Hinton, and other leading AI developers, all urging people and organizations to prepare for collapse disasters. I'm Dr. Drew Miller, president of the Collapse Survival Institute. Prepare for the worst, enjoy the present.